How many of you guys believe that being forgetful and having short-term memory deficits, that they're the same thing? Oh, I'm asking a couple of good questions. People are thinking, okay? Is being forgetful and having short-term memory deficits, is that the same thing? No. So what is the difference? Anybody want to guess? Okay. So let me I'm going to give you a quick story. And the reason I tell this story is because once you actually understand the difference between being forgetful and having short-term memory deficits, all of a sudden everything related to dementia starts to make sense. Okay? So let me tell you a story. It was a couple, 3 years ago. My husband was in Uganda. My youngest daughter was still at home. She was at Lander studying nursing. And I went to work. I worked at Self Regional. I'm an occupational therapist. And I show up at work with my little bag. And I go in and I put my bag at the desk. And lunchtime rolls around. And when lunchtime rolled around, I remember seeing and hearing one of my colleagues say, "Oh, it's this for lunch today." And Lizette decided in her infinite wisdom, she always eats her lunch from home, to go buy lunch from the cafeteria. So I go get my lunch, I go sit down, chat with my friends, the whole 9 yards, and then I go back to work. Now fast forward to about 4:30. 4:30 rolls around and I walk to my car like I do every single day. Like this is not something new at all. And so I walk to my car and I get to my car and I start looking for my keys. Anybody know where this is going? Okay. So I start looking for my keys. I tear my purse apart, right? So I cannot find my keys for love or money. So I stop and I say to myself, okay, I remember walking into the building with my little bag, with my little kitties on my bag because I'm the crazy cat lady, and my keys, and I walk all the way into the building. And I remember putting my keys inside my bag. I remember it. So I walk back inside. I start tearing the physical therapy and occupational therapy department apart, looking for my keys. So to really ramp up the story, I went to security. I backtracked 5 times, back and forth. I done called my daughter, who is in her finals at university, studying nursing, and she's not happy, right? Because she now has to come pick up Mama, because Mama can't find her keys, right? I go to the ward, you know, our secretary, I give her my bag. I'm like, tear my bag apart, look and see. Nobody can find my keys at all. So a few minutes later, now I'm really getting frustrated, right? Because I'm like, I know I had my keys, I drove there. My husband's in Uganda, and he has the other set of keys to this particular car. So all of this is going through my head. When one of my colleagues comes up to me, he opens the fridge, and he says these never to be forgotten words, "Lizette, would you have put your keys in the fridge?" And the moment he said that, everything came flooding back. Because what do I do at home? When I have to go somewhere and I want to remember the eggs in the fridge at home, I put my keys on top of the eggs in the fridge at home because I cannot leave my house without my keys. The difference is it's routine at home. It wasn't routine at work. So take that exact same story, and I promise I'm not going to go through it again. Take that exact same story, and my colleague Daniel says to me, "Lizette, would you have put your keys in the fridge?" And I stood there and said, no, I didn't. Okay? That is the difference between being forgetful and having short-term memory deficits. Being forgetful, we are all forgetful at different and various times of our life. It happens more when we are a little older. It is normal to have some changes in our thinking as we get older. What's normal? Normal is my thinking is slowing down. It takes me a little longer to learn something new, but I can still learn it. I may have a little bit of trouble finding words here and there, but eventually they come to me. I might sometimes have a little bit of difficulty remembering somebody's names. If it is based off of remembering somebody's names, I'm messed up already because I do not remember names. Haven't forever, probably never gonna, right? I always joke with my children, I'm like, you're never gonna know your mom has dementia, because for decades I've been calling items by the wrong name. Go put that in the dishwasher, but I meant the laundry, like the washing machine. So I'm a total mess. But to bring it back around, I want you to imagine in your head that we're in a movie. Like, remember those old time movie frames where it's, or even, we'll even go back further. Any of you guys ever see how they make comic books? Where they draw a picture and draw the next picture and it's just a little bit different and then they flip it and it changes quickly. Dementia is like living in one of those pictures. And what's before and what's after does not exist. Okay? So there is a tremendous difference between being forgetful, that is normal, and having memory problems. Not remembering something is totally different.